Feels good. It's time to go now. I feel like, we've been, after that loss against Arizona, we ready to get back on the field and get started back up. So, yeah.
What was 2023 like for you?
You said what was 2023 like?
Yeah.
It was kind of weird for me. Just, I started off at corner first 2 games or first 3 games. They put me in that cheetah. So, I kind of took off from there. So, it felt good to, be thrown into a new position, but, thrive in it and had the season that I had. But I'm ready to build on that and have a great season this year.
You mentioned that cheetah spot. What was that transition like, and maybe what has stood out to you about playing that spot?
To be honest, it was kind of hard for me a little bit, just because at cheetah, you got to do a lot. You're in the box, you got to cover a man, zone. It was hard, but I feel like BB did a great job of helping me adjust to that position and work and build on that position. So I feel like I had a pretty good year.
It seems like you've taken off there. This has become a home for you. Does it feel more comfortable now?
Oh yeah, way more comfortable. Last year, like I said, I was thrown in like third game of the season, so I didn't have any off season like spring. I didn't have no fall camp, but this year I've had spring, fall camp, so I'm way more comfortable at Cheetah, for sure.
Brent talked this morning saying that whenever you're playing defense, you have this image of yourself that you're 6'2", 225. What goes into that mentality?
To be honest, man, I feel like since I was a little kid, I've never been the biggest guy, strongest guy, fastest guy, but it's just like a mindset. Like my dad always told me, like, you got to have that dog mentality, Not being the biggest, I feel like I have a chip on my shoulder, so I go out there like, I'm 6'2", 6'4", whatever it is. Like, that's my mindset. So.
Did you have that when they moved you there? What was your thoughts? Because we usually think of a hybrid cheetah, kind of like hybrid safety, linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You look more like a corner. Did they have to convince you? You think, hey, let's go ahead.
Nah, yeah, I was ready to go. Like in my head, like, let's do it. So, yeah, I was good.
They got you on the field, right? I mean, that was one of the key reasons why you brought it, right?
Mm-hmm, most definitely. Like, that was my opportunity, and I feel like, they gave me a shot, and in my head, I was taking advantage of it. So.
Kendel, you have an offense that's going to really learn itself with this first-time quarterback, an offensive line that's going to really build chemistry. How important is it for this defense to carry him through this non-conference season?
You said how
important is this defense to carry that offense as it learns itself?
I mean, I feel like it's big. We got a lot of experience coming back on defense, but I feel like, offense and defense is going to work off of each other. It's not like, we got to carry them or we got to make up for them. Like, I feel like we have a great offense, we have a great defense, so we're going to work off of each other.
You talked about how important it is to have that dog mentality.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that mentality do you see across this defensive unit?
Everybody, to be honest. I feel like this year, like, obviously, like y'all know, like, the depth is crazy. Like, we have so much depth from second string to third string. Like, everybody's ready to go, and everybody has that chip on their shoulder. Like, if you were third string, you're thinking, like, like, it could be one play, and I could be in there, and everybody's willing to work, and everybody's willing to make a play. So,
what players in the secondary do we really need to keep an eye out that we haven't really been talking about?
I'll say Michael Boganowski. I ain't gonna lie, he can hit for real. But also Eli Bowen. He's technical. I'm trying to think. Samuel Wasigo. He's gonna be pretty good. So as far as like on the tip of my head, that's what I can think of right now.
Going back to the offense, what have you seen, having to play defense against a guy like Brennan Thompson through fall camp in the offseason?
You got to lock in because, them guys are fast. So you got to lock in, work your technique, and you got to have that, I'm a dog, he's a dog, but who's going to win? Who's going to win that battle? So, yeah.
You think there's a better safety in the country than Billy Bowman?
I don't. I think Billy's the best safety in the country. So, and I feel like he's proved it. He's going to continue to prove it this year.
From your perspective, what makes him special?
He's really smart. That's big. Like, everybody sees the athletic, the picks and everything like that. But nobody really understands behind the scenes where he's studying film every day to make those picks. So he's really smart. So.
20 interceptions is a big number. How important is it to try to supersede that this year?
Oh, it's big. It's big. Like you said, 20, that's a big number. But in our head, like, we want more. So it's big for sure.
What's the hardest part about flipping over the cheetah from the corner? Just a bunch of different responsibilities, stuff like that.
You said the hardest part about
it?
I feel like it was just more of, like I said, like, at cheetah, you're a hybrid, so you're in the box sometimes. You might be out guarding the slot, or you might be zoned. So I feel like just knowing your responsibility, I feel like that was the hardest part. But I feel like once you grasp it, it was easy after that. So
is there a point that you really felt like I'm on top of it? I know exactly where I need to be. That kind of, like, did you pinpoint that?
Yeah, no, there was definitely a point where I'm like, okay, I kind of grasp it, but it was also like I want to learn more. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, like I said, I really didn't have an off season at cheetah. So this year is like, okay, I got a spring. I had summer, I had fall camp, so now like I actually grasp it. I'm ready to grow on. So, yeah.
What's been your role in helping Sammy learn that spot, and how different has he looked?
He's looked really different. I feel like being an older guy, coming back, I feel like now that I love the position, I feel like it's my job to teach him more, and I feel like he's really been willing to learn as a young guy, and he's definitely gonna make a splash this year for sure.
What's the hard part about you?
You said the hard part
Yeah,
about
is there a hard part?
Yeah, like I said, like just that cheetah, you a hybrid. So sometimes you might be in the box, sometimes you might be man on the slot man, or sometimes you might be zone. So it's just knowing your responsibility every play.
Can you quantify how much improvement there's been on the defensive front from last year to this year?
A lot. Like I said, it's depth everywhere. Depth, safety, corner, linebackers, defensive line. Like I feel like it's depth. So I feel like they've grown as far as from a first guy to a second guy to a third guy. Like everybody is on the same page and knows what they're doing.
What allows some of these young guys? You mentioned Boganowski, Hardy showed up on the depth chart. Eli Bowen, some of these freshmen. What's allowed them to make an impact early?
I would say what allowed them to do that is just like the older guys, knowing what they're doing and being able to, take time to invest into the younger guys, telling them what they need to do, what they did wrong. So, they take that and they apply that to the field. So I feel like that's allowed them to grow.
How anxious are you to see Coach Alley on game day?
You said how excited am I?
Yeah, to see Coach Alley on game day.
What you mean?
How
by
anxious are you to see?
I mean, I feel like he's the same guy every day. I feel like so what we see in practice is exactly what he's going to be on game day. Like I don't expect any difference. So, but I'm excited for sure, most definitely.
What if
Your junior college, how much does that carry over to what you're doing right now?
You said my junior college?
Yeah.
Like as far as what?
Like what you learned at JC, and some of the things, some of the techniques or whatever, you doing any of that now still?
I ain't gonna lie, JUCO was a lot different. JUCO, we was outside man every play. So coming here, like it was a whole different ball game being in the Brent Venables defense. But I feel like just like my mindset was in JUCO was to be a dog, and I feel like now that I'm here, like it's like okay, I'm putting more technique to it. I got more understanding, but at the same time, I'm still like got that dog mentality that I did in JUCO.
You talk about playing in the box for the cheetah position. How much experience before playing cheetah did you have playing in the box? Being a corner.
So in JUCO, I was in the slot a lot. You feel me? Like the only time I was outside was like their best receiver. So it wasn't too different for me being in the slot, but at the same time, in a Brent Venables defense, you're asked to do a lot more. So that was kind of different for me.
What have you seen on the practice field that gives you confidence Jackson Arnold from the jump is going to be at his best in this offense?
Yeah, like when he goes against us, he's making plays, like you can just tell he's a dog. Like Jackson is everything. Like I think Jackson's going to have a great season. Like I know the bowl game in some people's eyes wasn't the best for him, but he's going to be a dog this year, most definitely.
Anything else for Kendel?
Thanks, Kendall.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.